the next thing we were going to do is delay the apocalypse.
Yes.
Right. So let me see now. Oh, we did that. That was the last session. Was we successfully put the coffee worms into the cortex, and we pulled the Jenga tower blocks.
Right.
And we succeeded.
Really?
Yes, that was what happened last time. Did you? I guess you didn't get that?
I must have missed that.
Well, we succeeded. We got in there, we put the worms in, and then it was runaway time. Because all the alarms were going off now, because there's worms in their server.
And there's 2 stone golems of varying makes beside the elevator. And so they go running up to them, and they all chug their invisibility potions.
Croesus's invisibility potions.
Yeah, I run up there.
He just bought those.
The golems activate, but they can't see them, and they're not programmed to just start randomly smashing. So they block the door, and they get a notification from, because they have a telepathic communication item with the guy in the
with
control
our good
center.
friend in the control center. Yeah.
And he's
What's
like,
your good friend's name?
you know,
I don't know.
I don't know if they ever found it out.
We don't care. We don't care.
All the Ood have names that are unpronounceable anyway, and they were speaking in Ood because they had magic on, so something we can't pronounce. And he says,
Let's call him Jeff.
the building's in lockdown. What did you guys do? Remember the plan is to go to the library. I'm going to try to get the building out of lockdown. And there's also an iron golem in this room, and it's coming towards them on a claw, and it's going to drop it on them. And the guy, when we left the session, the guy I rolled a d20, I rolled less than 10, and so the guy was like, oh, this thing always takes forever to load. Hold on, I just about got it unlocked. And then there we were with them surrounded by golems and their invisibility about to wear off, and the iron golem coming.
Brian didn't say the thing, though.
What thing?
Where we left.
When we last left our intrepid adventurers.
There we go.
Yes. That's the mark that indicates where the retelling begins. So we'll have to edit that back into the beginning of the thing.
Right.
Anyway. So that's where we last left our intrepid adventures. So our combat round begins. I think we started with our turn. We had just lost our invisibility. And so we had a round, and then they were going to, the stone golems were going to lay into us and start whacking. We're not too concerned about hit point damage. The stone golems are tough, but we only need to last a couple rounds, and then the elevator will be open and we can get out of there. We are concerned with one of the stone golems has an ability to do a burst that slows everyone in it. Because we need to be fast.
Yeah, they don't really want to fight them. They just want to get out of there.
So we throw all the abilities we have at trying to get these things out of our way. So Serendipity, kind of goes to more, top of her tower, steps, soul stride through time. Pulls out her that spell that has the illusion of a thing you really want, and it sucks you in.
Yeah, like golden lure or something.
Yeah. And we always have to figure out what the illusion is of, because it's fun.
Creatures,
it's fun that way. So we figured for these golems, it would be illusions of intruders. So,
you didn't go with like sexy lady golems?
No. Hey, last session I played a sexy Ood janitor. I think we're done with the sexy things for now. Yeah, I was a sexy Ood janitor as part of one of our plans, and it worked great. Well, I don't think I was a sexy pizza delivery Ood though. That was starting to get a little bit overboard. So she casts that and successfully sucks both of the... Did she successfully, or was one of them not able to? I think she successfully sucked both of them, yeah. They both fell off the catwalk trying to get to these illusory intruders, which is great. That's like, it gets them out of our way for at least a couple rounds, and that's all we need.
They just both activated intruder.
Yeah.
Fell off the catwalk.
And then, all of a sudden, Serendipity, Van Gogh Fermar, top of tower, steps, will stride through time, gets an Anthedon moment, where, since we've screwed up time so badly here, she's able to sense some swirling things about how time works and what is going on with time and all that kind of stuff. And so she has to meditate on this. And we're like, right now?
If you just have like a minute or so to meditate on it, it should be fine.
Yeah.
We're using cinematic time. It's like a minute. That should be like a round, whatever, right? So I basically told her, every round you basically make a save. You roll 10 or better, you figured it out. Roll less than 10, you gotta take another round to figure this out.
Yeah.
So she needs to meditate.
So we're like, oh yeah, okay, this is very, very cinematic and stuff. Well, screw that. We're going to bypass all the cinematic stuff. We have all these different abilities that modify or replace D20 rolls. So Cricket rolls her thing does her thing, it's a daily, where she rolls 3 D20s, and I pick the highest score of that, and then I can grant that to an ally.
Right.
And I roll a 20.
Ooh.
And an 18 and a something or other.
Yeah.
But the 18 is lost. So I've got a 20 I can give someone. And we were like, whoa, geez. Serendipity, and Gold Star more, Toppler, Tower Steps, all the time, only needs, a 10 or better. Right. So that's a bit of a waste. Aurora, you've got that thing where you can predict what your next roll is going to be. Let's do that and see whether I should waste my 20 or not. Mm-hmm. And so she does her prediction, and the next rolls for Serendipity, Gold Star more, Toppler, Tower Steps, all the time, is going to be a 12, a 1, and a 1. I think that was what it was. Something like that. And so, yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag there. She's like, yay, a 12. My next roll will succeed. And then I'm going to be useless. So, yeah, the next round, she succeeds at her understand the secrets of the universe roll.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of ruined the whole tension I was trying to build.
I know. That was the idea. It's the role of the players to screw with the DM's efforts. Anyway.
No plan survives contact with the enemy.
It's only fair considering everything that happened last session that now John's plans aren't working.
Right.
Anyway. So then the next round begins. And the iron golem is dropped from the claw. And he's dropped directly onto Hank. Hank had seen this coming, of course. We'd all seen this coming. So he'd readied an action. So he gets a free hit on this iron golem. Mm-hmm. Iron golems are super duper nasty tough. It was what, 20th level?
20th level elite
or something? Yeah.
Party's 50.
Yeah. So, gotta make this count. So what we do, I give him my 20. It's a critical hit. Mm-hmm. He piles on all his various power attacks and whatnot. And what was the ability? There was some ability that...
He used the party cinematic point.
Yeah. Oh, so it wasn't a specific ability that he had.
It wasn't a special ability, it was just a cinematic point.
Okay. To baseball that golem. So as it falls, he hits it with his hammer, and he does a critical hit, and we roll. It's an extreme critical. So we roll what that means, and it's stunned for, was it stunned save ends or stunned for a round?
Stunned save ends.
Save ends, but he's an elite, so it's going to...
So it's like his control chip or something.
Yeah.
Chip, but
so
control gem or something.
He stunned it, and we also gave it a push, which knocked it off the catwalk, so it fell the next level down.
Right.
So that was really sweet. And now it's time to run.
and right before that guy fell, the other guy up top had said, okay, I got the building out of lockdown. Mm-hmm. So the doors for the elevators open, the golem gets knocked out of the way, and they just all pile in.
So yeah, we got those golems all out of the way. Just bam, bam, bam. The gates open, or the elevator opens, and we run in. We're doing great. Ground floor, press the button. But, these elevators, they always stop on floor 2. Actually, no, this was floor 3.
Yeah, 4, whatever the floor you were on before.
I think it was floor 3. Elevator's going down, but it stops on floor 3. And that senior OOD programmer guy is there. He called the elevator, because when the security alarm went off, and so it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you guys doing here?
Timeless Trek. He's gone. Closed door. The doors close and the elevator resumes going down.
Well, that guy was like one of the arch wizards of the project.
He's tough.
And he was a level 20 wizard.
Yeah. So anyway, we get to ground floor, and we burst out of the elevator, just as like security guards are like bursting in to the building.
Right.
But the exit to the mall, they aren't coming in through there. So we just run out into the mall. And I don't know, did we have to make a check to hide in the crowd
like a
or something?
streetwise
Yeah.
But they hid in the crowd. They had no trouble.
Yeah, we got away. And then we were like, yay, we did it.
So what was the time secret?
Well, John told Shannon in the little room.
Right.
Which I haven't been doing for this campaign, but I had her roll. First, I had her roll an Arcana check and a Diplomacy check, and add them together
To see whether she could
whether she could explain it to laymen or not, and she horribly failed. So I was forced to explain it to her in private.
Yeah.
Right.
So we don't know what the secrets of time are. Only serendipity. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it was a complete success, exactly as we planned it.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! So the next thing on our list to do,
World destruction delayed.
in fact, that is a new name that Serendipity, Van Goldstrider, and Laura, Top Row Tower, Shepherd of Souls, Strider Through Time, Doom Delayer has picked up now. Or is Doom Delayer?
I think she changed it to Doom Denier.
Doom Denier, yeah.
Which is slightly less accurate, but maybe more cool sounding.
I think you should go for accuracy on this. Doom Delayer is it raises questions, and that's always a nice thing, you know?
Well, she was still deciding, so you might be able to make your case.
Is she a gnome?
Yeah,
She's a gnome. So, in the immediate post-victory downtime, we sort of all went out for dinner at our hidey hole because we have to lay low for another couple of weeks. The next day's newspaper, was all about how this disaster at LOL.
A day that will live on in infamy.
Yes,
Unprovoked attack by dwarves.
bunch of dwarves sabotaged our beautiful EveryBook. Yep. Croesus's letter work. I mean, it helps that that's exactly what they would expect, is that dwarves would be trying to wreck things.
Well,
And that there are dwarves in the city doing sabotage right now.
they also said that they'd have the book up and running in a week, which you perceived as a lie.
Yeah.
So even the dwarf thing could be corporate spin, right? Like whatever the security, they probably don't really know for sure, but that's when your big product is about to go live and then it fails, and there's a handy scapegoat that's believable. It doesn't really matter if the evidence is a horribly written note that's obviously fake or not.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that Croesus wrote a dwarf note.
Yeah, he wrote that as we were putting the worms in there. He wrote a letter. It was like, hi, food people, we broke your thing, 'cause we hate you. Signed, the dwarves. He did cross out the crow, so...
Did he write the signed part?
Yeah.
The word signed?
Yep.
Yeah.
The dwarfs. So, yeah. He helped. So, in the aftermath, we're sort of planning what we're going to do with the next, 10 days until we get the Wizard Powder D? Something like that? As soon as we get the Wizard Powder D, we're out of there.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of shopping we're going to do, but some other stuff happened as well. A time storm hit. Croesus's... first of all, we detected that another Jenga block had been pulled by someone other than us.
Oh.
Someone else is screwing with time.
Ooh.
And... So yeah, we know that there's another instance of the Panadar out there right now. It's the one that hasn't looped back through time right now. the one that's going the long way to the future.
Panadar.
That's the bone of the earth in the box
Yeah, okay.
that lets you screw with time.
Right.
So we know that it's possible for it to be in two different instances in the same time zone.
Right.
Well, and they knew they could tell that because they could tell that the Jenga tower pulled or whatever in world knowledge that serendipity has. It has to be something. It was done using through the Panadar.
Yeah.
And the Panadar bonds to the party, right? They're all just part of using it. So it's got to be someone who's like in the party or bonded to the Panadar in some way.
He keeps insisting it has to be someone in the party, but I really don't think so, because other people could have bonded to the Panadar at other times.
It's true, but if you leave it alone for like a month, then you'll unbond.
Yeah.
So
someone else might have bonded to it. I mean, this is throughout all of history that this could have happened in.
But
they
the
could have come
Panadar
back
would
to.
only be affecting the course of history if it was brought into the past, into its own
Right.
past of its own timeline.
Yeah, so someone has brought the Panadar here, and they're messing with time.
Other than you.
Other than us. Now, since John was hinting it might be us, we figured we would test that. And so they had Cricket try and do sendings to each of the party members to see if we could get the future version of ourselves who is there from the future that we don't know about. And I wasn't able to ping any of the future versions of our party members. I even tried the cat. We did manage...
When a Jenga block got pulled, was it your tower that it got pulled from?
Yes, I believe there's just one tower. I did manage to ping past Aurora, and since we wanted to do as little to mess with her time stream as possible, all I did was say hi, and then I let the response, come back, and it was you just started like, hi, how are you doing? I haven't met you before, etc.
Yeah,
She's like trying to. And then she ended it with a question or something, and I'm like, yeah, you can't respond to the response on a sending, so yeah.
There wasn't anything notable about it.
But it was basically we wanted to see if she was active, if anything weird was going on or anything like that.
Can't talk right now.
She seemed completely normal, so nothing going on with Aurora. So yeah, we don't know who pulled that Jenga block.
Right.
But then other stuff happened that kind of was more important and distracting than that. That was when a time storm hit. Croesus, when Aderon died, carved his name into his arm, just like he's carved the names of all his other fallen comrades. That carving is now disappearing. And Cricket now suddenly has a second set of memories. And
gotcha.
This was like this broke Cricket. Because her second set of memories was that she had received that letter from herself. I don't know if you remember. She sent Croesus told her to save Aderon. So she sent a letter. She hid a letter where she would pick it up in the future. And told herself, Aderon's going to get killed at such and such a time. You have to fake his death and make sure that he gets away instead. And so now I remember, oh yeah, I did that. I successfully convinced Aderon of this, and I faked his death, and I lied to the entire party from then until now about how Aderon was really dead this whole time. Just last session, Cricket had been making a sort of a commitment to herself. I've been lying to Aurora way too much, even if it's for her own good. I have to, try not to do that so much. I've been lying to her for her own good. That's no good. I got to stop lying to her. And now I find out that I've been lying to her and the rest of the party for the entire time they've owned me, practically. But
because they ordered you to.
But worse, now I'm in a weird pickle because Aderon had a partial share of Cricket.
Right.
And then when he died, that share got distributed to the surviving members of the party.
Right.
Now he has undied. And so Cricket is like, I have tried to interpret the rules of how this all works as well as I can.
Right.
And I've managed it until now. But there are no rules in the rule book for domestic ownership for what happens if your owner dies but then gets his death time erased. retroactively.
Right.
So her check engine light is on now. She's like, I'm operating outside of any known principles here, and I don't trust my own interpretations anymore.
Right. You could just accidentally go feral without knowing.
Yeah,
any second.
I could be feral right now. I have no idea. Guys, we gotta get to the Empire of Endless Flowers. I gotta talk with some specialists.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going on. I'm broken. And so, yeah, Cricket has a bit of a freak out. And it's kind of hilarious to me as a player, too, because I'm Anthedon again.
Right.
Last campaign, I spent the whole campaign with all these double layers of lies and plans within plans. And when I made Cricket, I was like, I'm going to be the opposite. It's going to be completely straightforward.
Yes. No
No hidden agenda. Totally, not even any free will.
Yeah.
She just belongs to the party and she does whatever they tell her to.
Yeah.
And
the party
and now
the party has engineered you to become
they've
Anthedon
made me
again.
Anthedon again. I didn't intend to, but that's what happened. I was ordered to be Anthedon. So here I am. But also, this is also a bit of a brain-breaking moment for Croesus, because he has now changed the dream.
Oh yeah.
He's done it.
Right.
The thing he didn't like about the dream, Aderon dying, he has undone.
Right.
And now he's starting to think to himself, can I maybe undo all my other friends dying in the chasm?
Right.
And so he starts talking to Cricket about this, and everyone really, but everyone else is a little bit hesitant. But Cricket, of course, is like, well, you order me to, so I will think about this stuff, and here's how you might be able to do it without breaking the time stream. We're going to have to fake their deaths too.
Right.
And it's going to be a little difficult because as each of them died, Croesus cut their heart out.
Right.
And brought them to bring with him back to the
And that happened that happened after where you are now, but
we could get to that point in time.
Right.
It's an accessible time period.
Yeah, and originally they were talking about like trying to send letters or whatever, but Serendipity did some arcanaing and figured that if they saved all Croesus's friends, and he knew that would be catastrophic to this time stream because it would just be too paradoxical.
Yeah,
right.
It would not a wise choice. They don't know exactly what would happen, but it would not be good.
Yeah.
So
that's when I started thinking about how we would have to fake their deaths so that Croesus would continue to be the person he was until this point, and then he could realize, oh, they're alive after all. I can stop being crazy now, or whatever. And it's going to be quite a challenge because, I mean, first of all, they were down in the chasm, which is the worst place in the world. It's filled with madness abominations and stuff. And so sneaking along behind them, like, grabbing them and putting a dummy in their place as each of them gets killed.
Right.
That's going to be hard work.
Yeah. And you've been ordered to do it.
Well, I haven't been ordered to do it explicitly, but it's Croesus's intention, so I'm trying to come up with ways to do this.
It seems to be where they're going, especially because part of the deal that Serendipity made with Stacia was that she would use Panadar to try to make Croesus feel better.
Right.
That's the completion for the deal, right?
Right.
And so this is a very clear way that she can do that.
So Cricket's going to do it because she's been told to do it, and Serendipity, Van Goldstrom, or Top of the Tower, Steps on Strides Her Time, Doom Denier, is going to do it because she made a deal, she has to.
Right.
Aurora will probably tag along. Hank doesn't generally disagree with the party doing stupid things, even if he thinks they're stupid things. So we're probably going to do this. I can't think of any reason why we're not going to try this.
And you've got a week to kill.
Well, we're not going to do it right now.
Just make some.
We're doing.
Just make how many friends did he lose?
I can't remember how many it was.
It's like 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Just make 4 or 5 time clones of...
That was exactly where I was going with this. I was like, if you literally cut their hearts out, it's going to be really hard to make an effigy. Like for Aderon, I just made him, I cobbled him together out of wood.
Yeah.
Because he's a dryad.
Yeah.
And then I burned it. And that was accurate enough, apparently, to convince time. I'm finding out. This is what I did on the third adventure of our campaign.
That's a sentence. That was good enough to fool Tom.
Yeah, I carved a fake Adiron out of a piece of wood.
Well, he did die in a fire.
He died in a fire, exactly. It was great. He got hit by a firebomb. And so it was actually really easy to trick the party. This is going to be more difficult with Croesus, though, because he literally carved their hearts out of their bodies.
Yeah.
So we need their bodies. And so I'm thinking, we'll make time duplicates of them and then murder them.
Yes.
And then substitute their bodies for their non-time duplicated.
That might not help Croesus in the end, unless, well, I guess he doesn't know.
He'll probably have to order me to lie to him about it. Yeah.
Further into the
check
hole.
Check engine, oil temperature. But before we do any of that, we gotta survive the apocalypse. We're gonna get our wizard powder D, and there doesn't seem to be anything that's gonna come up between now and then. So we're gonna get our wizard powder D.
We already played out getting it.
Oh, okay, we did. Okay,
we picked it up. There was nothing really special that happened.
And so we're gonna get out of Dodge. We haven't actually done that part yet, but I presume they'll be straightforward. We'll just travel, right?
Dump some powder D on the circle.
Yeah, there you go. Energize and.
Oh, we did talk about basically it's just like 1 day of work to. Like, it's already set up. They just need to do the wizard powder. So they shouldn't...
And...
Did they build it on something better than a rickety scaffolding this time?
I don't... Well, they might have while they were gone, if they told them to.
Yeah.
I mean, they rebuilt it basically that day, so I assume it's on the same old rickety scaffold.
We should check the rickety scaffold to make sure that it doesn't have any magic pieces of wood in it that will turn to powder in the next day or two.
Well, you need to be out of there before.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, we're just going to skip the catastrophe, and then we might want to come right back.
I see.
And so we want to make sure that the sigil is actually intact post-apocalypse.
Right.
So we'll probably want to make sure it's reinforced.
But you can probably check like the magical newspapers. I mean, this is far away from the Oodlands, but it's a fairly big center, so they probably would have some. You can find out, like, you probably know the day that they're going to activate the EveryBook because it's indeterminate. Their engineers are working on fixing the problems, right? So I should say their wizards are working on fixing the problems.
Same thing. So that's about where the session ended then. I'm trying to remember if there was any other discussion, because we did a lot of discussing afterwards about, what do we do now and what has happened now, and now that time has been rewritten and Cricket has a second set of memories.
It's the first time someone has messed with their own personal timeline, really.
Yeah.
And the memories of what happened like during our actual sessions seem more real. Mm-hmm. And the new memories seem more like a show that you watched or something. You're like, oh yeah, I guess it's you remember it, but it's like it doesn't seem as real to you.
But I don't know whether that's legally binding or not. So fortunately, in the new set of memories, Adiron renounced his ownership of Cricket, so she recovered. She isn't blue screened anymore, because either way, the ownership still works out the same.
Okay.
And so the end result is the same, so she can continue to function with confidence that you own 25%, you own 16%, etc., like that.
So there was a brief moment where it was very
She panicked.
confusing. Yeah.
She panicked because she was like, wait a minute, holy crap, that turned out differently. But it didn't turn out differently. They're both in there. What's going on? So, she still needs to go and have a talk with a lawyer, essentially.
An estate lawyer, something like that.
Yeah, and she's been trying to prompt the party to go to the Empire of Endless Flowers like since the very beginning. If nothing else, she should be registered. It's been long enough.
I changed the dream. I did. I changed it really well. And a name is gone off of my arm. It's a name I wrote in the dream and then I erased it in the dream. But it's a start. And they say that maybe trying to actually change the dream that I've been trying to change all along might break the world forever, but I'm not sure how much I believe them or whether that would actually be a bad idea. But right now, I'm just gonna play it safe because Aderon is alive, and that was me, and also Cricket. Cricket helped. She's a helper.
So, I need to help Croesus get better. That was part of the deal I made. And I really think if none of the things happened to him, he would be better because he would have no reason for being crazy. But I can't just make everything all better for him instantly because that will destroy, I don't know, space-time, him. Could be major. But I need to, part of the deal is helping him get better. How do I draw this line? How do I choose between destroying him and space-time or making him better like I said I would? This ability, power, understanding is really too complicated.
So today Cricket told me that Aderon is actually alive now, suddenly, but has been all along, sort of. But yeah, and then she said that she promised Aderon that she'd look out for me, like the way Aderon was, which is really nice, and it makes sense because we're such close friends, and so now I understand why she wanted to be my friend. It's because Aderon asked her to, and maybe because she likes me too, I hope, but also Aderon's alive, and now Cricket and I can go back and we can find him, and he'll make everything okay, and maybe I'll be able to remember who I am, and he'll help me figure out what to do about my brother who fell, and everything is just going to be okay. And Cricket's really upset about this, but we've given all these people an extra month to live. That's amazing. I hope they use it well. But then Cricket said I can't go around telling people how to use it well. So she said I have to lay low and not alter people's futures. It's really hard. But I'm just happy that Aderon has a future now. This is amazing. And I want to write a letter to myself, but Serendipity said no. Did you say no? Yeah, she definitely said no twice now.
Dude, did you see that? That iron golem just dropped on me and I hit it with my hammer like a baseball and it just flew off the edge of the catwalk. That was awesome!